check to make sure that I'm actually live. It's hard to tell on my phone. And yep, there I am. Alright. What's up, guys? It's Chicky back at it again with another stream. Alright, let me open up my menu real quick. I think you can hear the game sound again. Hopefully it isn't like super drown outy. But if it is, sweet. Yeah, I never even... Do I have her... I should probably have the chat up. Waiting for Seth to get on. Not sure if I just can't see his chat yet or what's going on. I don't have Discord on my phone right now. But whoop. Help. Attention, schools, magic, fairies. I think this is what I was after. You can view each fairy that resides in a particular fairy by accessing it. I received a gift. Fairies XP. Fairies a resonance effect. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Oh. Can you hear me now? Oh, jeez. Is the game sound too loud, or am I not loud enough? Let me move the mic closer. Does the game sound too loud, or am I not loud enough? Let me poke around at my mic. It says that it's going through. That is weird. That is super weird. Is it because of the game sound? So I opened up my stream in another tab and I could hear myself. Shit. How about this? Can you hear me now? I hope someone can hear me now. I'm not really sure what to do in this particular situation. It says that it's like really loud on my mixer and I don't want to turn it up all the way. Is it too loud now? Oh, am I too loud now? Because, let me turn myself back down anyway. It's okay. I was just making sure. Oh my god. So you can hear me now. And my sound wasn't messed up. I was just confused and you were confused. Oh, turn myself back up. Okay. How's that? Am I back up? No, you're not an idiot. You're just confused. Oh, it's okay. Alright. I was trying to figure out how to do this. Because I forgot how. I was trying to figure out how to equip. Because this is like older stuff. I was just trying to figure out how to equip which is my own fault for not paying attention. Oh. Okay, resonance effect, there we go. Cool, now I have the resonance effect. Cool. So my resistances are different, and I have the self-equipped. Alright. I'm gonna stick with Fang for a while, even though Tiara is obviously waifu. And, plays him. I have the burned toast. It's an accessory, I think it has to be on a girl, though. And I have some, like, basic items that you can sell in town. Now I'm, like, really paranoid that you can't hear me. But, yeah. I was gonna talk about, the plotline for Cam's fan part, today, if y'all are cool with that. I don't know if you're against spoilers. Worst case, I'll just talk about the Squadras. I want to talk about both, but, I'm sure, like, all the prequel stuff would be fine. Actually, I think you know my whole plot, other than the prequel stuff. So that's fun. It's pretty vague. Alright? You can go ahead and put it that way, but I guarantee I'm not that good. Oh, a rando. Let me get my mouse out of the way. So I ran into a dude. There's a new rumor. I won't give myself any credit until I finish chapter 2, like I've been trying to do for the past couple of weeks. But I will go over the general plotline from the start. I might talk about some things more than others just because I'm thinking about them right now, or I was thinking of them at work today. Like, I'll probably talk about Jetpack Blues a little bit and try and work some stuff out with that. Because that's like a whole thing. I don't know if I've mentioned it, in depth at all. Since I named it that. Or since I even came up with it in general. But basically, okay, cool. So I was, honestly, I thought of it because I was thinking about Moody and how Connor plays a pretty big part in my plot, just because a lot of it happened with Connor, and he's the reason that Cam was in the Foundation. So I had to think of a Foundation character to replace him if I was going to write it. And I came up with a backstory that, he seemed pretty okay with, and he'll help me flesh out the idea as I go because he's my Foundation guy. The Speedwagon Foundation, for those listening that don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, I came up with Jetpack Blues, which, if you remember part 6 at all, it isn't really a spoiler, it's just, like, a name. The bird, Savage Garden, how it was a messenger of sorts. I thought a good role to fill would be a messenger of sorts, or somewhat of a scout that would go look in on stand users that they hadn't decided if they were bad news yet, or if they were, like, cool dudes. Just someone who... Moody is awesome. I love Moody. Just someone that is able to find stand users and make sure they're on the up and up before proceeding, or to see if they need an eye on them from the Foundation, until the day inevitably comes where they find out if they're a good guy or a bad guy. Just because of all the bullshit that happens. Usually it only happens around, like, the Joestar bloodline, but come on, dude. There's gotta be some wacky stand shit going on all around the world that we never hear about because we're busy fucking with Starboy. Not that that's bad. I like the JoJo's. But, so came up with Jetpack Blues. It's something that I had kind of been sitting on where I was like, haha, it's just a jetpack. But then I realized that would be the perfect kind of stand for that role. So on Jetpack Blues, it's a backpack that is also a jetpack. That's about it, honestly. I don't know if it would necessarily be spying. I have a feeling they would make themselves known up front, like, hey, don't do this or that. Don't, like, fuck with people with your stand that can't even attempt to fight back. Like, I feel like they'd make themselves upfront, and if the stand user continued to do heinous things, then they would intervene and start doing, you know, other shit. It is kind of a scary thought, though, you are right. That's kind of hardcore. No, I don't know. It's more of like a safety precaution against people who have already done offenses with their stand and are just under surveillance to make sure that they do completely reform. Kind of like probation. Stand probation. He is a stand probation officer. There we go. But, he just so... house arrest. Yeah, stand house arrest by the stand probation agent. So far I'm calling him Ash. I don't know what to name him. But, so I'm calling him so far. Stand, Jetpack Blues, backpack, jetpack. Not really any capabilities other than moving around and holding things. I could name him Jet. I could make his last name Jet with, 2 T's. That counts, right? Well, regardless of his name, he does happen upon Cam, right before the first chapter of, like a few days before the first chapter of Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. And, essentially is the first person to really teach her what a stand is. She hadn't really encountered other stand users, kind of Kakyoini in a way, because that's kind of the way to go with stand users from birth. I think it was a good concept, just executed kind of late for Kakyoin at least. I'm not, like, super delving deep into it with Cam. Just, you know, she didn't know other stand users, and she had a stand. So it was kind of an alienation thing, but not really the forefront reason of her not having so many friends back home. So he happens upon town, and he finds Cam, and he's like, oh shit, what up? And just sort of educates her on stands and lets her know what they are. And, keep in mind, this is angsty little 18-year-old baby Cam who, is not fond of stands. She's very upset that she has a stand. She thinks it's a type of curse rather than a blessing, as Cam would, like, a couple years later, after she meets the Heartbreakers and all that. I need to start paying attention to this game. Sorry. So, upon hearing this, and hearing that there's a foundation that researches stands, knowing that she doesn't really want to be on the inside of an operation that big, and that she probably couldn't even qualify for the Speedwagon Foundation if she wanted to, especially in her current condition, she decides instead to do a little research of her own, and sets off to various sites that have like recorded paranormal sightings or experiences or anything, just to see if a stand was involved in it, or if there are other things out there that are even more fucked up than the giant bird that she carries around in her soul. Um, which, fair. And, of course, in doing that, she ends up in Kansas City, and Ganache falls right through the fucking roof of the building that she's squatting in. And then Anona shows up, and they become friends, and everybody knows this is Nowhere starts, which is the prequel story where two lesbians take this girl on a bike ride to California. So she meets them. She isn't really nice to them at first either, which is super not Cam. It's actually really hard to write prequel Cam, being so used to post-Mori Cam. Yeah, so she finds them. She decides that as stand users, the one thing she definitely remembers is that stand users attract other stand users. There was a very important point made by Jetpack Blues' user, because she knew eventually she would run into more people like her. Whether or not that would be a good thing was something that she had to figure out for herself, though. And after a while traveling with Ganache and Anona, she really starts to figure out that maybe it was a good thing. They might be having, some scraps along the way. They might be fighting other stand users, but there are people that understand a part of her that not many other people understand. It's the same way. She's a lot like Kakyoin, and I understand that. I try to deviate from it, but it's just such a solid foundation for a character that I don't know how I feel about what they did with Kakyoin. I only watched the anime though, so that might be my issue with it. Yeah, she's with Anona and Ganache, and after a while she starts to really like them and figure out that, yes, maybe a stand is a blessing. Yeah, I think it's absolutely like that, especially for people who have had stands for a long time. It's absolutely like the spider sense in Into the Spider-Verse, for sure. And like, that's a good thing, even if they end up fighting. If they meet each other on good terms, it's a lot like that. They end up fighting, they're a little bit too fucking busy. I love prequel Cam. She's just hard to write, being used to a more modern Cam. Eventually, after a few scraps, I know some Winter Goons are gonna be in it. I think Who Let the Dogs Out is going to be a fight. I really want Dead Milkman to be in there, and for him to have a really good, relationship with Cam for the while that she's there, so I might make her encounter with Dead Milkman when they stop in Colorado for a while and they live there to make more money to continue on the trip. Where Cam's working as a waitress and Ganache is a cook in this, like, little diner. It'll be cute, I swear. But yeah, I want the Dead Milkman fight. Definitely I want some history there if I'm gonna put Winter Goons in. Because I made the decision that the only Heartbreaker that she, goes back for is Toby. Right at the very end. I love it too. I mean, it's just, I have the doc. If I can open that on my phone real quick. I've minimized the chat while I open the doc. And I click on my camfic. Let's see. Black Coffee, B-52s, another fight, the Dead Milkman fight, Anthem of the Lonely, Who Let the Dogs Out, another fight, the Redneck Yacht Club is after that, and that's where they get Toby. So, they have quite a few stops. It's fun. I like it. I'm having fun with planning it anyway. Yeah, the only one she ever ends up going back for is Toby. They have various reasons for not being able to take the various stand users that they run into with them. Some of them because they're hostile, others because they just don't have the space or the money to make more space. They have the 2 motorcycles that Anona and Ganache have. Cam lives in one of the sidecars, and all of their luggage is in the other one. There's like nothing left for them to bring anyone else. And they have varying levels of saltiness about that, but usually it's generally okay. The Redneck Yacht Club is a very specific fight. I've come to the conclusion that Anona is a photographer for this trip. I don't know, it's just like a cute little hobby for her, and also it adds a catalyst for the photograph fight. Glory Days. I'm calling it Glory Days, aren't I? Where the user makes you forget your memories of a person that you have a picture of. Depending on course on how many memories there are, and gains back the amount of time those memories took the course over in youth. So they really don't get a lot out of taking Cam's memories of this trip, but it really cripples her ability to go back and save them the way that she wanted to. She would have gone back for her, most of them. She would have tried to do something for them. Even if their situation wasn't that bad, she would have at least visited or sent them a card or something. At least by the end of it, the first couple she might not have, because they're more hostile. But Toby she remembers, because they didn't have a picture of the Redneck Yacht Club. So, Toby's the one she goes back for. I also have to work with, Lady Antebellum in her horse stand, Ride a Cowboy. Never forgetting. I need to work more on the yacht club in general, and I need to really hammer down these fights, but that's them traveling across America and everyone knows this is nowhere. That's a good album. After that, they finally do get to California. And after they establish themselves, they'll go back for Toby. It's not like an immediate thing. Like, she sends him letters once in a while in, like, shorthand, so he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, because it's Cam. Oh, Colorado, Utah. Well, there's a couple of stops in Colorado. Let me go over this. Something across the Kansas City the B-52s fight us across the Kansas City, or not Kansas City, the Kansas Turnpike, like the toll highway. Then, right on the border of Colorado, there's an encounter. Then, you know, a little ways into Colorado, but not too far, they work at the cafe for a while. Anthem of the Lonely is in, like, the later part of Colorado. Utah is the fight with Who Let the Dogs Out, and the Nevada adventure is the Redneck Yacht Club, and then they end up, right outside of LA for the photograph fight. Or at least, that's how I have it mapped out right now, having looked at a roadmap from Kansas City to Los Angeles. Nevada, they don't really go through very far, but they make a specific turn to go check out a certain place, I think. I want to look up haunted places in Nevada and have one that Cam's particularly interested in, and have the Redneck Yacht Club there. Oh, fuck yeah, you need the Todd cameo? Because I'll bring it. Oh, hello, baby. Butter's on my leg now. I'm not even, like, touching the controller. Hold the fuck up. I mean, I've been sitting on that screen for so long. Sorry. Okay. The Godly Revival is this, Okay, so you need, like, certain ranks of fairies to unlock stuff. There's enough to awaken both the god and goddess. Oh. I don't know when the timelines for this is, honestly. I know they have phones. That's about all the further I got. Then they end up in LA. a little bit. I haven't played Xenoblade. I'm sure it is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but I haven't played it. I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna select the goddess because I'm a good kid. Sorry, I'm just looking at which upgrade to get first. I don't have a gun yet. That's the type of magic I have right now. Decrease SP isn't bad, and it ups drop rate, which is nice. But, Adrenaline Rush, Berserker. Yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna put on the XP share first. The fuck do you mean? Bye. Yeah. Yo, what the fuck? Oh, what? I haven't done this before. Yeah. Or I probably have done this before and I wanna open the Dark God as well because there's an achievement. But I'm not gonna make my first decision do that. Thank you, Tiara. Moving on from the Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, it's American Beauty, American Psycho, which is the slow burn Vulcan Vanera camfic. Basically, you meet the troop, Vulcan's gang, and you meet the Coven, which is Vanera's gang, even though they aren't really gangs. But oh, okay, I understand now. So their gangs are not friends. They aren't friendly to each other. They know of each other's existence. Vulcan specifically does things to piss off Vanera. Like, he'll perform magic outside of her magic shop. Two very different types of magic, mind you. And she really doesn't like it. So they kind of have this, negative relationship with each other. But they don't actively do anything to hurt each other's livelihood. He just does it on slow days to get a rise out of her. There isn't very much overlap other than that. They know of each other, and they don't have the best relationship. Imagine liking Vanera. This post was made by Vulcan Gang. Turns out, Cam shows up, and Cam meets both of them as separate, like, gangs. And she keeps the two separate. She definitely, you know, doesn't try to bring one over to the other or anything like that. Because she's mentioned the other gang to each person before, and they both said, don't fucking talk about them. Oh my god. And she's like, okay. And she doesn't. And she, well, Vulcan does his thing, and Cam is charmed. Vanera does her thing, and Cam is charmed. And now Cam's just charmed, and they aren't, like, Vulcan and Vanera are fucking high schoolers, okay? They're just, they start, like, seeing Cam out in public with, like, the other gang, and they're like, and eventually they end up talking about it, and then they keep talking, and then they keep talking, and then suddenly they, like, start to understand each other better, and they start to like each other more. Vulcan stops his petty shit, she stops her petty shit, Exactly. Fucking exactly. It's very winter. Um. Oh, Batman Joker. I. Well, it's also very winter and Batman Joker. Yeah, so they start to understand each other more, and the groups start intermingling more. And then suddenly, accidentally, am love Cam? Question marks. And then it's just the big gay friends. Look at all that. And that's American Beauty, American Psycho. um, by the end of that, they'll have the hotel. I don't think they'd have Corey. I think they get. They. What if Winter is Batman Joker? Yeah. Well, somebody does die. I haven't decided if Maury's in American Beauty, American Psycho, or if there's a separate album for Maury's whole bullshit. By the end, they would have the heartbreak, but probably no new members coming from Cam other than technically Randy, but come on. Oh, and once they get the hotel, she goes back for Toby. Does Vulcan get a musical number? He probably gets several. I hope he gets a musical number. He'd probably serenade both of them. And that's American Beauty, American Psycho. So that's two of the parts of a multi-part saga. Yeah, after that would be the whole Maury debacle. Where they, Oh my fucking god. Each part is called an album, and the chapters are tracks. Yeah, it's fucking layered. I love it. Heartbreak Records because Cam's keeping records of the stands, and because it's records of her daily life, and because it's literal records. Sure, I definitely have any of this planned at all. Oh, thank you. I like it so far. That's why I call the like the one shot fix singles. Um, oh, sorry, I went like totally silent again. I was reading the story. Um. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I I don't know. I just really like the structure of it, too. I like being able to keep going and doing other stuff. Like really, really big story arcs. Keeping it super shonen. I need to read this. I totally am having fun with it. I love that. I have fun making stands, I have fun finding them pieces in this puzzle. After that's the whole Mori situation. Which is where they unlock Mori as DLC and shit goes wrong really fast. Any tips or same problem. I wrote the whole one chapter and then I got halfway through the second chapter. Oh, there's sub-events in here though. No, I want a world shape. I think it's this button. On. Okay. I had to remove Sylph. There we go. We gotta get a refund on that Mori DLC. I don't know, man. It might even be free DLC. But, like, so bad that you wish you could get your money back anyway. Mori and his sister Elena show up, and, while they're pretty adamant about not living in the heartbreak, which is understandable, they do become heartbreakers. They are heartbreakers. They, you know, they hang out a lot with Cam and Vanera. Not so much Vulcan. Like, during this, she doesn't really get any new members unless they come to her. She isn't really traveling during this point, because she's hanging out with Vanera and Vulcan most of the time. So, when they do show up, she's excited to have new people around, new stands to learn about. Because that's become a whole complex of hers. And then, you know, Vanera gets cocky and does the Vanera thing. And they find out that all those all the people and the 2 stand users that have gone missing, they find out exactly why Mori was so particular about not moving into the heartbreak, even though Atlantis seemed okay with it. And this is where Vanera dies. This is where Mori finally kills Vanera. You can feel about that however you want to feel. Because I understand you're anti-Vanera. So this is, like, not a good time for the heartbreak. Because Vanera is very much one of the 3 leaders, one of the 3 heads of the heartbreak, and it's super devastating to have her gone like that. Especially to Cam and Vulcan. Vulcan tries to keep it together in public, though, which is sweet of him. Yeah. So there's a while where Cam doesn't do anything. There's like a time skip here, basically. Where she's back in that same place she was at the beginning, even, about stands. Even though it brought her there in the first place, it only brought her there to hurt her or whatever. But after a while, she gets herself out of the funk and she starts, like, traveling around again. This is where she runs into users like Lump, and also where she meets other newer Heartbreakers like Corey. I don't know if this would technically be part of the next act, though. Which, you know how it is. I think I'm calling that one mandatory lunch meeting. Or Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, I have it, like, chopped up a lot looking at the notes here. So the part with Mori would be the Heartbreak Hotel, where, you know, they were making the heartbreak and they get back together. But any of the stuff that happens directly after the grieving period is, without new growth process is bloodshed. And then, I'm just kind of glossing over it because it's the part that I played on the blog. So it's generally just Cam meeting new people, bringing home some heartbreakers every once in a while. Not people like Aberdeen come later in like the winter stuff. When they start doing winter stuff. The sixth one? The sixth one is American Idiot, because, I don't know, that just really ties everything together. It's Italy. So, Cam is just some American Idiot in Italy. That's the name of the album Give Me Novocaine is on, and coincidentally, the name of the album that Jesus of Suburbia is on. Wow. I have Neptunia. I have, Rebirth 1. I guess that is the first one. But I guess the second game retcons the first game, so I don't really understand Neptunia very much. Yeah, American Idiot's the Italy arc, so I get to talk about my Squadra OCs, right? Yeah, let's talk about Squadra OCs, because that's what I'm here for. I have 2 Squadras. I'm sure you know about both of them, Seth, but I, without my laptop, don't particularly remember all of the members of the healing squad, which sucks, but I've never really played with them very much. Which is partially my fault. Well, I'll talk about the Squadras first, and then I'll continue with the plot then. Necromantics is one of the healer squad, which aren't canon, except for in the Passion Cam AU. I mean, they still happen, they just don't ever show up in the main storyline without that push. Because they were all in different squadras and then brought together under Cam as the healing squadra when they realized how much of an asset that would be. As for the squadra that she fights in American Idiot, she fights Maceto's squadra. I'm not really good with pronouncing things, so I'm going to try and avoid it with all of my little might. Start with Maceto, because he's the capo. His stand is Gold Guns Girls. It's an automatic stand, which, you know, I don't fuck with too often. He has specially made coins that he carries in his pocket, and they're used to trigger the stand. When it's put in the pocket of someone, it will retrieve the coin at any cost, but one of the stipulations is that whatever it retrieves it from needs to not have a pulse speed, that the target finds it and throws it away, which is usually not something they want to happen. Or if the stand kills the target, which is ideal, usually, because the squad's based around crowd control and then gathering information from the sole survivor they leave. So, Gold Guns Girls is used to clean up stragglers. He isn't necessarily in the role of capo for his stand. He's just there because he's the man for the job of all the people, except for maybe Lee, which means I'm gonna have to talk about JJ. Which is fine. I'll talk about all the heartbreakers that get introduced in this arc too. After Gold Guns Girls, there's Bubblegum Bitch. I love Bubblegum Bitch with all of my heart. It's a punch ghost that's able to turn on a form where it can absorb all damage and then hit back with all of it at whatever threw it at it. So, like, if you... It's Bide in Pokemon. She fucking knows Bide. But you're able to release the pressure if you puncture it. Oh. Big apologies, my dude. I'm gonna finish talking about the Squadra then. Because the only other part after them is, Winter. And I know you're into that. I'll save Winter for next time. Mainly because I don't even have that whole thing fleshed out at all. And that's a whole fucking clusterfuck right now. After Bubblegum Bitch, there's Girl with One Eye. Natasha. They're girlfriends with Bubblegum Bitch. It's very sweet. Her stand is basically she's really good at sniping. I think her stand is the gun. It's just a very accurate gun. And she has an arrow version called Birdsong, where she can place eyes on walls of places that she's been before in order to calculate a more accurate shot. It makes her pretty fucking formidable. Cricketot the Bubblegum Bitch. Other than them, there's Volatile Times, which is Lee's stand. Lee's one of my Dio kids because I deserve a Dio kid, goddammit. There are two of them. They're siblings. It's Lee and JJ. Josie Jade, 6, and Lee 6. Lee's stand, Volatile Times, is able to speed up or slow down time, but he has to do both at the same time in the same amount. So if he slows down one object like 20%, he has to speed up another object 20%. They have to be equal to balance each other out. Just to keep himself in check, because God, could you imagine? Yeah, Lee versus Joanna. Joanna could probably beat him. Would probably beat him. And his sister, Josie, who's not part of the Squadra, but is a Dio kid, and his sister. Strawberry Alarm Clock is a stand that's able to, as long as the user remains awake without falling asleep, it's able to repeat a day once it reaches a set time, going back to midnight, when the day first begins, at a set time. Rewind time for everyone that isn't a stand user. It only works in the vicinity of a town, not a very large one at that. So it wouldn't take over like the whole area that they'd be fighting over if it's taking place. Joanna is a beast. She would crush any person. So it's used a lot. It's used during the Squadra fight just so they can save Cam without too many fuck-ups, which, you know, obviously worked since Jesus of Suburbia is around, but whatever. They get JJ. JJ is their friend. She is not down with her brother, and she takes more after the JoJo side of Dio than the Dio side of Dio, if you catch my drift. Hence her name being JJ. Not quite a JoJo, but definitely not a Dio kid. I'm sorry it bothers you, but I love her. She's so sleepy and all she cares about is Care Bears. Um, so they use her for that fight. As the rest of the squadra, there's technically Tard is a loner, isn't necessarily part of the squadra, but primarily works for this particular squadra. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It's able to. It's a car stand. Not in the same way Wheel of Fortune was, where it like took over a car, but it is the car. And it's able to squash the outside of the car without the inside getting squashed to fit into any crack. It's kind of like bigger on the inside. Bigger on the inside car. Not necessarily a bad guy. Just does transportation for the mafia, as you do. It is a clown car. Thank you. And in that car is stationed Hallie Oates. And Hallie's stand, Don't Speak, is used by the squadron until Gam gets her the fuck out of Dodge. Because she doesn't want to be a part of the mob, but she's there because her sister brought her and she can't go home without her ride. Don't Speak makes it to where she can set parameters for things that you cannot speak about. She can just say, you can no longer speak about this thing. The more specific it is, the easier it is to stop it. The vaguer of a concept it gets, the harder it is to stop it. Which goes with her sister stand, Careless Whisper. Her half-sister, anyway. Careless Whisper is able to make a person divulge their secrets. Its form is a necklace that she has to put around their neck. Very useful for the information gathering squad, if I do say so myself. Oh. I'm forgetting people. I have to be. Am I? Beatrix, Natasha, Marina, Macedo, Lee, Tart. No, that might be everyone. Good question, though. I think that's everyone in that particular squadra. They're the Glasses squad. They have a uniform. They have a uniform. Holy shit, her health. I never even noticed. Hold on. Yeah, that's that squadra. And then the technically non-canon squadra that's canon. The healer squad. I forget all their names, but I remember all their stands, so I guess that's something at least. There's Necromantics, like you mentioned. Let me start with World on a String. Can I do that? Can I pick one to start with and only talk about them for right now? Yeah, let's start with World on a String. World on a String has 2 users. They're married. They're very sweet. The arrow struck through one of them and into the other one, and now their stand is connected. It includes Pendulous Threads and Dead Can Dance. Pendulous Threads is an Incubus song. It's pretty good. These songs aren't connected, which seems bad, but I don't give a fuck anymore. I decided I was going to go with the string theme over the by the same artist theme. But Pendulous Threads is a thread that's able to connect any 2 objects together pretty seamlessly. So it's like a body modification thing, and it's able to reattach limbs and stuff. While Dead Can Dance is able to control bodies like a puppeteer. He's not necessarily a healer, but they're literally attached by their stand, which manifests as a red string of fate on their ring fingers. As well as the two spools of thread that they have for their individual abilities. Technically, they should be able to both use each other's abilities, but they don't, because they're just not the kind of person that would use the other ability. There's Paradise Vendors, and it's Senzu Beans. It's a pill that you take that heals you a certain amount. It's based on the user. It'll take energy directly from them and then replenish that energy into your body as a quick heal. So they're constantly fucking tired and sick, and I'm sad for them. But goddamn, the Mafia needs those senzu beans. It's better for... She doesn't go on missions. She isn't the type that would accompany another team onto a mission like a lot of the other ones as doctors for hire. She's the type that sits in the hospital. Well, not the hospital, but they do have like a little shack that they use as a back alley doctor's office. She's the one that would stay there at all times just to make sure it's watched over, and she sells her beans. Why do people keep joining the Mafia? Because there's money. I guess not if you're an assassin, but... I think the Passion started in the 80s. So by, like, 2001, when Part 5 takes place, a fuck lot of people would have joined by then. Nobody has to stop them. Speedwagon Foundation knows of them and just doesn't really intend to make a move to stop them. They're fine with it. It's okay. Especially after spoilers. After spoilers, it's good to go. Other than that, I think it's just because the boss is so secretive that even if they wanted to stop it, they'd have a tough time doing it. Taking out individual squads, they'd be replaced pretty easily. But, there's Necromantics, which you mentioned, which I believe is the one that's, able to mold flesh like clay. It has a liquid tank. It's got a humanoid form. It has a liquid tank that turns flesh into clay, or a clay-like substance. And, once it dries, it turns back into flesh. This is commonly used for, like, facial reconstruction stuff for the Mafia, because they're the fucking Mafia. I keep forgetting, Archangel Thunderbird. How the fuck do I forget Archangel Thunderbird? The dopest stand name to ever exist. Archangel Thunderbird is, a persona-looking bitch. It's a bird with a dart shooter for hands. It shoots adrenaline that, provides a very gentle heal to, like, stop. Like, it's a surface level heal where they'll still be bleeding internally very badly, but it at least won't be coming completely out of them. And it, delivers adrenaline, so it's able to keep them going at least until the fight ends, usually used as a last resort sort of thing to send them into a berserk rage. Because, like, they know they're already going to die, they aren't going to make it back from this mission, they might as well pump them full of steroids and send them fucking apeshit. And that's what she do. Yeah, all the blood is on the inside, I don't see the problem either. There's Love Potion number 9, which I quite like Love Potion number 9. And Miel. Love Potion number 9 is a stand that's able to, take diseases from people. It turns them into little monster dudes. Like, little soot sprite looking motherfuckers. She's able to bottle them and then sick them on people she doesn't like. So she's able to take diseases with increasing difficulty depending, yeah, like Dr. Mario. It's the more powerful the disease is in destroying the human body, the harder it is to tame when she turns it into a beast. She keeps them in glass vials, and when there's somebody she doesn't fucking like, she throws the glass vial at them, and they get the disease. 'Cause love potion number 9. That's my jam. I fucking love love potion number 9. Yeah. I mean, usually the healer stands are more straightforward, kind of like cams or pendulous threads where they heal the flesh, but the only one I can think of healing diseases is kind of Pearl Jam. So I like to have one of those on staff. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. Yeah, they're all evil because they're in Passion, but they are healers. Technically, Dead Can Dance isn't a healer, but he's attached to a healer, so it's okay. Yeah, but that's what's going on with them. I don't know who I'm missing. I guess Novocaine Cam instead of Novocaine Cam. I love that funky little feral scientist. I love Cece. You make such quality OCs. Yeah, she definitely has the doesn't need time fighting to Novocaine. Novocaine is the Fall Out Boy song, not the Green Day song anymore. And I don't know, she's just angrier. She's reverted. Because Passion UCAM is very sad. It's not necessarily like... God, I really went into the boss fight without thinking at all, huh? Oh, okay. I'm gonna save up a second while I fair rise. I really went in here without any thought whatsoever. And it shows. He does look... He is kind of Groudon shaped. I waited. That's not good. I have 2 energy shards, and I'm gonna use 1 on her. I'm gonna fair rise. Oh. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all my Squadra stuff. And I can just play this game for a while without talking about JoJo. Because the only thing left is really, like, the winter stuff, and that's not super done. You go ahead and ask about that one other stand. Oh yeah, I like Dead Milkman. I think I talked about him in the chat a little bit, but I'm not sure. Basically, it's able to condense things, primarily used on the user's skin to keep things like poisons from getting in. It also... Shit. Okay. And also, yeah, this is smart. It just makes him, like, physically stronger because he's condensed. He has more oomph when he punches. He's just short and strong. I haven't played Psychonauts. It's in my Steam library. I just haven't played it. It takes more SP than I have, so I'm gonna have to just flowing slash this guy. I'll play it eventually. Yeah, I'll have to play it eventually. I don't know why I haven't. TBQH. I love these challenges. They give us stuff. You're so tall. What the fuck? I'm like 5'5". So that's how I feel about you being that tall. I've been looking forward to this stream for 2 days. I'm so glad I got to talk about JoJo. Oh my god. I've just been thinking about talking about the plot and stuff like that. So it's been exciting. Oh, you'll pick me. It's super easy to pick me up. I don't blame you for picking me up. I would pick me up. Have I ever had someone carry me on their shoulders? Not in a while. Maybe when I was a kid was the last time. It's really been a while. I'm sure you've said something that... What?
Said, what about Charlie?
What about... I think it's been a while. I think I was a kid. I think, like, maybe 7th grade. Like, I'm just punching the boss to death because I ran out of mana and I didn't go buy mana potions first because I totally wasn't paying attention to anything I was doing. And now I'm reaping the goddamn consequences of that. But that's okay. Okay, bye, Sev. Thanks for watching. I really don't know how long I've been live either. And my phone isn't like really loud if I click on this. Oh, that's my ringtone though. Oh no! Okay, here's this. This ad supports Twitch. I started watching my own stream to see how long it's been going. Does that work? Who knows? I'll figure out after this like 30-second ad. I think I'm really gonna get this boss. It's just gonna take a while. Yeah, it really doesn't say how long I've been streaming, huh? Whack. And I'll check after this. I'm having fun anyway. I'm having a good time playing. Yeah, I feel that. I will try not to be so reckless next time. Dope. I'm gonna go to the Zelwyn City. Did not say how long I've been live anywhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. About an hour now. Okay. I'm gonna do these sub events real quick. I still want to keep playing, so I'm probably going to, even if I don't talk too much about JoJo. I might talk some about JoJo. Oh, quests. I want to catch up to where I was before, like a couple hours in. Of course, every once in a while I just sit on the same fucking screen for 10 years. So... now that I'm not talking about JoJo, I probably won't be so terrible. Alright. A lot of these quests you can get again, but it won't give you any new stuff. I'm gonna take all the kills. So I can take the fetch quests when I just end up with them. Okay. Yeah, I'll get the fetch quests when I can fulfill the fetch quests. Lola's in the Fountain Plaza. Yeah, I'll take some info. Soul Plains. We've been there already, that's the first dungeon. I looked into the Neptunia timeline, so I'll probably play Neptunia after this if it's as enjoyable. That's exciting, right? Sure. I'm really not listening to the voice acting anymore either. I'm not reading this that hard. I'll start paying more attention now that I'm not. I think I turned off the game audio though, so y'all are missing out on the game audio. Let me turn it up a little bit. Right about there should do it. It totally didn't though. I think it broke again. So it was broke last time. I'll keep it pretty low. I'm gonna do some Godly Revival since I got that new guy. Oh, you need 2 to get that. I didn't need 2 to get anything anymore. I understand. I'm romancing Tiara because look at her. Adorable. You irritating bitch. Oh god. I don't need Aaron's sub-events. I'll do them in a different playthrough. Because I want to romance the romanceables. You know, they came out with a remastered version of this, I think. I went to the store and there's Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force, and I was like, oh, what the fuck's that? Like some kind of sequel? Judging from the description alone, it seems like the exact same game remastered. I don't know what the fuck's remastered about it though, because it looks exactly the same. I'm sure there's more information on that out there. Ain't that a fucking mood? That's how I feel when I go get a soda from the gas station. Hot damn. Oh boy. Tiara covered the cost. Thank God. So this is where I make the call to go to the Soul Plains first. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything else in town. I might... This shit is so important to me. Running out of MP sucks and I use it too much. I don't really strategize too hard in this. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm gonna go to battle options, gonna re-equip the bay. Okay. I have 31 weapons points. So I can upgrade that. Oh, I'll look into that later. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save in a second slot for me mostly. This is a sub event, and up there's the main event. Yeah, actually I think I will get off for now. I might be back on later with a different game. With that, I will be opening up the menu again and going to the title. I saved just now, so thanks for watching the stream. Peace out.